In life, we have moments of time to be something for someone. Sometimes it's just a simple thing, like helping a person to have a meal. Other times it's something more significant, like giving a person a lift. Or even further, getting a group of people to donate a little bit of cash so that when it's all added up, a person can accomplish a goal. Now that's something we have to really think about. How are we helping people to get out of poverty? You see, we seem to be so impressed with poverty around the world, around the globe, that we send troops, we send Christian groups, we send a lot of people to go do Habitat for Humanity, to build houses, to do all this. But what about the impoverished people, or the impoverished that are right here, literally in our county? You see, it doesn't take much for a person to lose their job today. We live in an at-will state, which means someone can be fired at any moment. At the same time, we literally live in a place where affluence is expected, so people tend to live a little bit beyond their means. And as a result, they can get themselves in debt. There's also that reality that if you're working in a company and things aren't going well, or if sales aren't progressing, you can lose the opportunity to have income. And that's really hard. But usually, most people are 2 to 3 paychecks away from being impoverished. What I mean by that is for not being able to cover their own monthly expenses. They might have $1,000 or more in the bank, but only a handful of people have a lot of money in the bank. And even so, if you're out of work for 2 or 3 years, how are you going to handle yourself? I know a lot of men who are in my age demographic who literally have not found a job for 2 to 3 years. That's a lot of living off of retirement funds that they set aside for taking care of their lives, probably doing everything correctly. Now in life we have moments of time to prove who we are in the house of God. And what does that mean? Well, if we have magic in us, meaning if God is blessing our lives, then we might feel blessed. We might have a license plate that says we're blessed, but openly, are we really protecting people with what we do? You see, in life, it's gossip that kills lives. Gossips that harm someone, and gossip that literally destroys all the things that the Lord is planning for someone. I can tell you a little story about my journey, that I'm sort of a preventive maintenance-oriented person. I worked and thrived and translated in the manufacturing environment where we talked about how we prevent problems. We called it a particular term in Japanese, but that's not important to you right now. What it meant was that we need to try to predict and prevent any issue that could occur to do what? Well, to save on productivity, to save on expense, and to literally save and make sure and safeguard that no one gets injured. Now, in that realm, I have lived my life in that way. So when I had a set of wheels for carrying my luggage to make it easy so I didn't strain my back or hurt myself at my age, I literally had a second set. That second set was sort of hidden atop the first set. And I literally pulled things that way really well. Then I went to a little place called Ace in basically the edge of Noblesville and Westville. I wanted to check out how I could get new wheels for a new set of wheels that I had basically just acquired, that within 2 days some monster ruined in the middle of the night. Literally made my wheel no longer work. I spoke with a young teenager there and a man who was named Rick about the fact that I was a little concerned that someone might take out my second set of wheels. Lo and behold, I went and I took a little nap on their Kroger property, and when I woke up, that second set of wheels was damaged. It no longer worked. My first barely functioned. Now, what is that? It's gossip. It's someone going in, asking about what someone's talking about, finding out what was discussed, and literally then doing something to damage. I've had that happen a lot. I literally just bought a wheelchair. I bought this wheelchair with some help of someone who is a politician or related to a politician. What's happened in the 2 days since I've had it is pretty interesting. That one, on the day that I picked it up, someone in that secondhand goods store literally ruined one of the leg lifts, that it no longer functions. But also, the manager was trying to make it look like it had been sold and by pulling it off the floor. He only brought the tag out when he realized it was going to a lady and not me. But here's the thing. This was a perfectly conditioned wheelchair. Now when I go and look at it, I find that the leg lifts are not the ones that were originally there. I know because the original ones had no rust on them, and also they had no writing on the back side of where the leg is held. Now they have something written there that's all been whited out. You see, people like to do a lot of funny things, they think, in the night. They hit on people, they stalk people, they do things to try and say, I'm in power and you're not. That's really not the case. The Lord God is in power, and the God in heaven will tell me just about anything that's important to keep myself safe. He might allow me to continue to have lessons along the way so I can share the struggles and the troubles that people have when they're homeless and they're trying to get ahead in life. I literally have had, as I think I told you, glasses taken off my head in different places in the community. I've had people hacking my computers. But if I say it too much, people don't believe me anymore. If I say it too little, no one wants to help. It's sort of a challenge. So I sit here in this park to save some cash, to dry out my laundry, to dry out the stains of anything that might have happened during the little week, and there's always someone who thinks they have the right to take away my rights. They don't. They have no right to come near me at all. I'm not a child. I didn't make a mistake in what I did with my car, and openly I get tired of the play. Thanks for listening.